Good morning, Caroline from Bubbly Maths here. I think I'm live and I didn't realize it. I was adjusting my visualizer and I'm praying that it works. I'm having the most incredibly wonderful time with technology. I love technology. So I have to love technology. Right, so let's see. Oh, or not. It's still going round and round. The whirligig's going round and round. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know what you're seeing. This is a very interesting point between the point when you can see what I can see and I can see what you can see. One says I'm live and the other is going round and round and round like a little whirligig. So I'm going to assume I'm live. I've got everything straightened out. And so what we're doing today is, this session is for 7 to 18-year-olds, and it's on permutations. What does that mean? To a 7-year-old, it won't mean a whole lot. So let's, and this, I'm presenting materials for Aiming High, which is an organization it's a website that's run by AIMSEC. So that's the resources that I'm using, and you'll find the link in, I've just got to find the place where technology, I love it. Here we go. I'm going, oh, that's what I was looking for, and it's not showing up as usual. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I can do it, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to share start a watch party. Now the question is, how long is it going to take to come up with the watch party, and am I going to wait? Ooh, maybe. So what we're going to do is, what you're going to need is either some counters. Oops, over there. Oh no, it's over here. Either some counters, or I've got some coloured sticks. You only need 3 colours for today, and I've got loads because I like them. Something that you've got loads of colours of, or you know what? I've also got 3 coloured pens. So any of those will do. And I've started the watch party. I've started, so I'll finish. Now I'm just hoping that technology will work for me some days. Maybe it's my brain works better some days than others. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm excited. It's looking good. It's looking good. Hold on to your horses. And, ooh. Okay, now I just realized I think I need to move it further that way. That's what I was doing when no, wrong way. That way. No, towards the bowl. It's all reversed. Everything I see everything I do in real life is reversed to the way I do it on the visualizer. I think I need to actually mark out where they have to sit and delineate everything so they don't move, so put them away. Right, so here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 objects. Let's first start with the sticks because they're objects, aren't they? Got one object that's orange and another object that's purple. They're 2 different colors. We'll get another orange, that's another object that's orange, another object that's purple. We only need 2 of each. Now what we're going to do is, so this activity, the first activity is aimed at 7 to 11-year-olds. Right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find how many different ways we can, now assuming they're going to stay in that position, which is, I suppose we can also do, we can do it in parallel with the discs, because the good thing about the discs is it doesn't matter which way around they are. So we're going to assume that the sticks can only sit in that direction. That's the only way they can sit. And then we've got the 2 discs here. Now, those 2 are sitting next to each other. Is there any other way they can sit next to each other? They have to be straight up. I can put them down like that, as I had them before, but they're sitting the same way. If they were sitting at a table, they'd still have the same plate in front of them. The only other way that they can sit differently, because there are only 2 seats for them to sit on, and this goes for this one and it goes for this one, is like that. Can you see any other way? Can they be sitting? There's 2 chairs. Can they be sitting any other way? So like I could now turn this back, this around like that, and oh, look at that, it's the same again. So what we say is there are 2, oh my goodness, it's a big word. Can you say Tyrannosaurus Rex? You can? Oh, good. Now say permutations. Permutations. There you go, permutations. Right, now I'm going to remove these ones because I've decided that they can be a little bit confusing because there's many ways they can be, you can move them around in lots of different ways. Whereas these ones, there's only one way that they can sit. And we're going to add another color. Let's see what color we're going to. I'm going to add blue to make some nice contrast. Blue. Now, if we add blue to both of, oops, they're the same. Let's change those around. If we add blue to these positions, let's see. How many different ways can we, where else can we put the blue? Well, we know that these 2 only have 2 positions because we will just work that out. But we can put the blue there. So now we have 3 chairs. So we have green, red, blue, and then we have red, green, blue. But now blue can sit in the middle. So where are the possibilities for red and green? Possibilities for red and green are, well, let's start with green can sit in that chair and red can sit in that chair. And then green can sit in this chair and red can sit in that chair. And then where are the other places that this could go? Let's see, where else could blue go? Blue could sit in this chair. So then where would green and red go? Now what you're looking for is you're looking for patterns. You're also doing it, as you can see, I'm being quite systematic. Starting with 2, I'm swapping those around. And then I'm putting 2 blue ones in the 3rd seat. Then I'm moving the blue ones to the next seat and seeing how many different places there are for green and red. And then I'm moving blue to the 3rd seat. And now I'm going to let you finish where the red and the green can possibly go. And would there be any more possibilities? And if not, why not? And then once you're satisfied, you found all the possibilities, one of the things you're looking for is a pattern. And you could move things around differently. It could be different colors in different places. And perhaps the pattern, there are different ways of doing it. And in the resource, which you've got the link for in the description, in the resource on the Aiming High website, there is actually a different pattern that's used. So maybe you could even look for all the different patterns, the possible patterns that you could have to basically to make the different ways you could lay it out and test it, and then see, are there actually different patterns, and just play with it. And now we're going to have a look at the resource, because there are some questions I've got for you. I'm going to make sure that, here it is. If you go to the, if I share the screen with you, here we go. If I now share the screen with you, you can look at it on there. So let me see. I'm going to, I've done share screen. Don't know why it does that. Oh, I have to stop screen share. That's what I have to do. Stop screen share and then start screen share again and share a different screen. That's what I have to do. Now, oh, but that's not what I want. I don't want that. Now, here we go. So we've got, oh my goodness. How many ways can you arrange 3 counters? Now, now how about 4 counters? Now, as the resource says, that will be your next job. Once you've satisfied, you found all the different ways, and you can write this down. You can keep tabs somewhere, and you can record your patterns. You can record your patterns with pens. So we start with the green had 2, and the red and the yellow, and then we had purple. Whoopsie, that's not purple. There's nothing purple about that. There might be some purple in it, vaguely, but no, that's not what we're looking for. I'm now going to put the green there, and then the green there. Woo! My pens. Wow, my pens. These are really cool pens. I love these pens. They can be quite interesting. I'm going to go ahead and do all these shapes. So look at that pattern. Are you spotting patterns there? These are actually meant for windows, but I really like using them, and I forget every now and then they just start flowing. So you can draw the patterns like that. Have I missed any out? Have I got them all? Well, if we're satisfied we've got them all, then we can record that we've got. How many did we have? We had 2 when we had 2 discs. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this. Okay, when we had 2 discs, there were 2 permutations. Now we've got 6 discs. 3 discs. Hooray, 3 discs. There are 6 permutations, and we can record that. And then when we use 4, how many will there be? How many? Okay. Now, so that's what you'll do in primary. So if you, and it's a matter of, once you've placed the first one, how many different ways do you have to place the second one? And then when you go on to 4, again, just keep asking yourself, how many ways can you place? Well, obviously the first counter, how many different ways can you place the first counter? So how many ways can you place 1 counter? I suppose we can put that on there. 1 counter, you have 1 way. Then we're looking for a pattern in the numbers to see what happens with the numbers. Now, for lower secondary, so as in you're between the ages of 11 and 14, as you work that out, there is, for upper primary, you probably don't know the actual sequence, so you'd be guessing, which is fine. We just want it with upper primary, we just want you to know that you found all the possibilities. With lower secondary, there is a pattern, and would like you to spot what it is, if you possibly can. Now, upper primary, there you go. Well, so I've actually set you a more difficult task than what it sets you here, but go ahead and do this one. You've got the resource, and go ahead and do that one. So for secondary, we're looking at this, at the using these as your questions. How many ways can you place the first counter? How many, when you've got 2 counters, how many for 2 counters? How many for 3? And oh, like that, which is actually written 3 times 2. So you could actually write it like that, 3 times 2. Oh, that's nice. You've got 1. Oh, that's interesting. So you've got 1. Why have we got 1? Why am I writing 1? Do I want to write 1? I'm not sure if I want to write 1. But anyway, if you write it out like that, you've got three ways. Oh, 6 arrangements. Okay, so we're just writing 3 times 2. It's basically 6 arrangements, which is 3 times 2. 2 arrangements, which is 2 times 1. And we can actually say times 1 there if we want to, because we started off with the 1, because that doesn't change what we're doing. All right, so yeah, and it does. Oh, good. Yeah, now for lower secondary, we do want to then look for adding another color. So we're going to add red. for sure. And then when we do that, though, what we're asking lower secondary is to work out the pattern. See if you can work out what the pattern is. And I have given you a clue, and that should be a times. That should definitely be a times. I kind of added the 1 in there because it actually is part of the clue. I did that to help to give you a clue. Right. Now, for upper secondary for 16 to 18-year-olds, what we're looking for is, well, we've got another possible question, and if you can see that question there, this would be a nice extra little challenge for you. It's how many, I'm not going to read it out because everybody's here of all different ages, but please do look at that and just see if you can work out. Oh, and it gives you the answer too. Okay, so don't look at the answer. Right, now, what it gives you here for lower secondary is it gives you lots of information and lots of clues in here. Too much information, so don't read it all. Have a go at the possibilities first, and then if you've grown up or an older learners with you can guide you through this. The sort of questions that we're looking at is, what choices have you got for the next one? How many arrangements have you got? And then we're looking for the patterns, for the permutations for 2, for the permutations for 6, and permutations for, I'm not going to show you how many permutations for 4, and see if you can go for permutations for 5. There is a pattern. It doesn't take that long to work it out. And one of the keys is the best way to work out the pattern is to not actually lay all the counters out. Besides, you might need quite a lot of counters if you did that. Certainly you can use a pen. I'm going to go back, stop screen share now. Here we go, stop share. And hello. So certainly use pens. If you use pens, then obviously you've got plenty of, all you just need is the pens on the paper. And you can keep doing it. And you might get a bit bored, or you might just enjoy doing it and see if you can get to five permutations. And then definitely upper secondary, what you're aiming to do is work out the formula and at least work out the pattern, if not the formula. And there is something that you know about numbers that will give you the answer. And yes, I'm giving you a clue with saying 2 times 1 and 6 times 3 times, but 6 is 3 times 2 and times 1. Right, so this morning's been a little bit odd. I've had another technology experience, but if you are enjoying these lives, please do share them, and then if you are on YouTube, please do go to our YouTube. Now, there is a much better video than what I've done this morning on YouTube. And if you follow that, then if you go to that, if you want to have another look, rather than replaying this live, I would actually recommend you go and follow that. And then we also, these lives are all being uploaded onto the Bubbly Maths YouTube. The link that's in the description goes to the Maths Toys YouTube. Please do use those resources. They're there to help you. And we're doing these lives. Caroline from Bubbly Maths is doing these lives to help the teachers that are doing the AIMSET courses and the ones that have done them previously. And these teachers they teach children in communities in Africa that are disadvantaged and rural. And the courses were originally set up to provide professional development in maths teaching for these teachers. And the website, the Aiming High website, was set up thinking that those teachers don't have much in the way of resources because of the communities that they work in. And so it's all helping you use resources that you can find at home. So we wanted to create some home learning resources, and what better way than to modify the resources that already exist for the teachers and the ideas for the teachers, and modify them. So there's a lot of activities now on the Aiming High website that have a home learning activity sheet to go with them. Now these are rich activities. They are low ceiling, low threshold, high ceiling. So you can start wherever you are. You can start with just 2 counters. Just think about that. And if you're 3 or 4, well, you might look at things in a different way anyway, but I'll deal with that at 10 o'clock. We'll do another live as usual for early years, so we'll have a look at that. So if you do have an early years child, then perhaps if you've got any toys that are the same, so 2 and we're just going to be doing some playing with early years, but it's going to really help them with the thinking about being logical and being systematic a little bit. We're just going to be playing, but it's going to be leading the play, and it'll be leading them towards being able to do this as they get older. So yeah, please do share the lives on the I think I could, oh dear. I didn't know what I was going to do there. As usual, I do need a producer. If someone is up for the job, please do. This is all voluntary, by the way. If somebody wants to help me with these, I'm not going to say no. Okay, so we have Russell. Hello, Russell. Hello, Salvo. Barry. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Terry. Hello, Terry. Oh my goodness, Terry Herbert's come to visit. That's lovely. Giuseppe, Bundi, YouTube by the time we start, so that you can refer to it to make your own spinners. I made an exciting purchase. Although, typically, even though I got all these lovely dice, now I don't expect you to have them, but I got them because I thought it would be fun. And then that's not it. Got one with, there we go, 10 faces. The gamers call them a D10. But my problem is, instead of 1 to 10, is 1 to 0. So 0 to 10. So when I use this to roll 10 numbers, 10 digits up to 10, I have to make that the 10, which is okay. I can do that. I'm able to do that. Aren't they pretty though? Look at that. Lovely. The gamers dice, and I get to play maths with them. That's really cool. Okay, now put those back in there. My little pouch with all my lovely gamers dice. It's got all the platonic solids in there. It makes me happy. Right. Thank you very much for joining. I will see you at 10 o'clock. Thank you.